In Tennessee, we love our sports teams also. And Mr. Koenig, I want to come to you because I've, through the years, looked at the NBA's relationship with oppressive regimes around the globe. And of course, you all have had quite a cozy relationship with the CCP. And we know how they censor. And going back to 2019 with Daryl Morey's tweet in support of the Hong Kong freedom fighters, and that resulted in the suspension of NBA broadcast on their state-run media channels. And in recent years, it appears that you all have patched that relationship up, which means there had to be some sort of deal that was there, and it must have been quite a deal. So since we're talking about broadcast rights and what they're worth, why don't you tell me what the broadcast rights in China are worth and how much NBA owners have invested in China?
Thank you, Senator. The NBA does have a very long history of distributing our games and content in China for more than 30 years.
No, I'm not asking about the length of time you've been in China. I'm asking, what are the media rights worth? You're the president of Global Content and Media Distribution. Mm-hmm. So what are those rights worth? And how much have the NBA owners invested in China?
The NBA does not comment publicly on the financial terms of our relationships in the U.S. or abroad, but I can comment that you are accurate that in light of the tweet that Daryl Morey made in 2019,
you had to cut a deal.
No, we did not cut a deal.
Oh, you did?
No, we did not cut a deal. What happened was the games were taken off of CCTV. Mm-hmm. You're right. The games continued to air on Tencent and other distribution outlets in China. And then after more than a year...
So did you make any concessions on free speech?
No, to the contrary.
None at all. Because the estimates are that these media rights are worth hundreds of millions of dollars to you all, and that NBA team owners have invested as much as $10 billion. And I think some clarity around those numbers would be important. The other thing that we look at is human rights, and we look at how the NBA has punished players who have spoken out against human rights abusers in China. Enes Kanter Freedom, one specifically. So can you commit to me that in every deal the NBA makes around the globe that the league is upholding human rights and that the league is upholding freedom of speech, and they're upholding the American ideals of freedom? Can you make that commitment?
Senator, I can certainly confirm that one of the NBA's most important values is freedom of speech. And in fact, the example you cited before of Daryl Morey, he was not disciplined or censored in any way in light of the comments that he made. And you're right, that comment may have led to the lack of coverage by CCTV and other things. But no, we very much value freedom of speech, and that's something that I can confirm, and it's something that's one of our...
What about your actions in Rwanda? You're the global president. You ought to have an answer on that one. Mr. Proper, let me come to you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
One of the things that we are concerned about, and Senator Klobuchar touched on this, is pirated broadcasts that are available. And the Predators are mighty popular in Tennessee. People love going to those games. And as we were looking at this, I think it's $28 billion in potential revenue loss that is there from pirated. So tell me what you're doing to combat the rise of these illegal sports streaming, because, the players aren't benefiting from that.
Thank you, Senator. It's a great question, and it's something that everybody struggles with. The fact of the matter is we have an outside service that helps us to track pirated broadcasts. We work with our broadcast partners. We have gotten orders of court that have allowed us in certain markets to stop these pirated broadcasts. But at the end of the day, many of them come from foreign jurisdictions. They are what we affectionately refer to as whack-a-mole. You knock one down and two more pop up. But you can rest assured that everybody's trying to do the best they can worldwide. But any tools that come available to us, we will all use, because it is a definite drag on our industry.
Thank you.